Welcome to my YouTube channel Diamond Storyline. Welcome to this full drama recap.
Frank Moses is a retired CIA operative. He lives a quiet, monotonous life in the suburbs. The most exciting part of his day is his phone calls with Sarah Ross, a pension office worker. He tears up his check every month just to have a reason to speak with her. Despite the calm, Frank constantly scans for danger, sleeping lightly and always aware of his surroundings. But one night, everything changes. A team of elite assassins invades his home in a ferocious surprise attack. Frank dispatches them with lethal skill, exposing just how dangerous he still is. The quiet suburban life was just a facade. Frank heads to Kansas City to find Sarah. He believes her life is in danger because of his connection to her. He kidnaps her from her apartment, but gently, awkwardly. Frank's not used to relationships. Sarah is furious, confused, and scared. She thinks Frank is delusional until bullets start flying. While on the run, Frank tries to explain his situation. Sarah begins to see that Frank is indeed being hunted by professionals, and her life is now entangled in something far bigger than she could have imagined. Frank decides to reunite his old team. First, he visits Marvin Boggs, a paranoid conspiracy theorist and former CIA operative. Marvin lives in a heavily booby-trapped bunker. Despite his eccentricities, Marvin is brilliant and deadly. He believes the government is behind everything, and in this case, he might be right. Next, Frank visits Joe Matheson, his old mentor. Joe now lives in a retirement home but hasn't lost his sharpness. Though suffering from cancer, Joe is still formidable. They begin to piece together that a hit list has been circulated, one with their names on it. The trio uncovers a list of people being assassinated, government employees tied to a secret mission in Guatemala in the 1980s. Everyone on the list is being eliminated, and Frank is next. Their investigation leads them to another survivor, Gabriel Singer. Before he can talk, he's killed. But he gives them a clue before dying, a photo from the mission that holds the key to the entire conspiracy. At this point, Sarah starts warming to Frank. She's terrified but intrigued by the espionage world, and her attraction to Frank grows. Frank visits another old ally, Victoria Winslow. She's charming, composed, and graceful, and still works as a contract assassin on the side. Her loyalty to Frank overrides her peaceful retirement. Victoria joins the team. Meanwhile, CIA agent William Cooper is assigned to hunt down Frank Moses. Cooper is ruthless and efficient. As Frank and team investigate deeper, Cooper stays hot on their heels. A dangerous cat-and-mouse game begins across states and cities. Frank, Marvin, Sarah, and Victoria decide to break into CIA headquarters. Their goal: find out who authorized the hit list. Frank infiltrates Langley by getting captured, allowing himself to be brought into the building. Inside, he confronts Cooper, outwits the system, and escapes with crucial intel. He learns the name of Alexander Dunning, a powerful weapons contractor tied to all the assassinated officials. The team captures Alexander Dunning. Under pressure, Dunning confesses years ago a secret mission in Guatemala went wrong. A young U.S. Vice President, Robert Stanton, was involved in atrocities. Now that he's running for president, the truth must be buried by eliminating everyone who knows. Frank realizes they're not just fighting rogue agents. They're up against a conspiracy involving top government officials. While pursuing leads, the group is ambushed. Joe sacrifices himself to help the others escape. His death hits Frank hard. Joe was family. Meanwhile, Agent Cooper begins to question the mission. He discovers inconsistencies in the orders and suspects his superiors are hiding something. His pursuit becomes more personal. He wants answers. Sarah, now fully on board, becomes crucial to the team's plans. Her courage and cleverness make her an unexpected hero. The team crashes a political fundraiser attended by Vice President Stanton. They plan to expose the truth and bring justice. But Dunning betrays them. He tries to have them all killed to cover the conspiracy. A brutal showdown ensues. Frank is captured, tortured, but ultimately saved by Marvin and Victoria. Cooper shows up, but instead of fighting Frank, he lets him go. Cooper now sees the truth. In a tense climax, Frank confronts Stanton and Dunning. With smart planning and a lot of firepower, the Red Team exposes the cover-up. Dunning is killed, and Stanton's presidential hopes are crushed. With the threat neutralized, Frank and Sarah finally have a moment of peace. Their relationship, once awkward and strange, is now deep, and Frank begins to open up emotionally, letting his guard down in ways he never did before. Cooper is promoted, but quietly acknowledges Frank as a necessary force. Victoria returns to her elegant assassin life. Marvin, ever paranoid, vanishes underground just in case. Frank and Sarah hit the road, free but still alert. Because in their world, peace is just the time between wars.